We've all seen it in the movies, right? The heart-stopping moment the elevator cables snap, the sudden lurch, and then a plummet into the abyss. But then the hero always seems to know just what to do. They jump at the last second, lie flat, or maybe even do something completely ridiculous. Today we're diving deep into one of the most terrifying urban survival myths out there. Can you actually survive an elevator freefall? We're talking physics, engineering, and maybe, just maybe, a sliver of hope. Stick around because what you learn today could one day save your life, or at least stop you from trying something incredibly stupid. Alright, let's set the scene. You're in an elevator, maybe it's a sleek modern skyscraper, or perhaps a creaky old lift in a forgotten hotel. Suddenly, there's a jolt, a screech of metal, and then, that sickening feeling of your stomach rising into your throat as gravity takes over. Most people picture all the cables snapping, but in reality, modern elevators are incredibly redundant. They often have multiple steel cables, each strong enough to hold the car on its own. The real nightmare scenario is a catastrophic failure of all systems simultaneously, which is incredibly rare. Even if the cables fail, modern elevators have a dizzying array of safety features. We're talking speed governors that detect overspeed and deploy emergency brakes, often called safeties, that grip onto guide rails. It's designed to be fail-safe. Think of them like giant, industrial-strength bicycle brakes that clamp down hard. But for the sake of our video, let's imagine the worst. The governor fails, the safeties don't deploy, and you're in a genuine freefall. What then? That's where the myths begin. Myth number 1, perpetuated by countless action movies. Just jump right before impact. The idea is that you'll somehow negate the force of the fall. Let's break this down with some harsh physics. If the elevator is falling at, say, 100 miles per hour, you're also falling at 100 miles per hour. When you jump, you might reduce your relative speed to the elevator floor by a tiny fraction, but your speed relative to the ground, virtually unchanged. You're still hitting the ground at close to 100 miles per hour. It would be like trying to jump off a train that's about to hit a wall to avoid the impact. Useless. Myth number 2. Just stand firm. Some believe bracing yourself will help. This is perhaps the worst thing you can do. All the force of impact will be concentrated on your legs and spine. Your bones simply aren't designed to absorb that kind of kinetic energy head-on. You'd suffer catastrophic injuries, compound fractures, spinal trauma, internal organ damage. Not good. And finally, the most common piece of supposed wisdom: lie flat on your back. This one sounds logical, spreading the impact over a larger surface area. While it's marginally better than standing, it's still far from ideal. Lying flat will distribute the force, but your organs are still going to slam against the inside of your body. Think about rapid deceleration in a car crash. It's internal trauma that's often the deadliest. Plus, your head is still incredibly vulnerable. This brings us to the grim reality. When an elevator freefalls, it accelerates at the rate of gravity, about 9.8 meters per second squared. That means every second it's falling, it's getting faster and faster. From the 10th floor, that's already a significant speed. From the 50th, it's absolutely terrifying. The key here is deceleration. It's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop. When the elevator hits the bottom, your body goes from extreme speed to 0 in milliseconds. That sudden deceleration is what causes immense, often fatal trauma. Your brain slams into your skull, your heart and lungs can tear free from their moorings, your bones shatter under unimaginable pressure. Even if the elevator structure somehow remained intact, your internal organs would likely suffer catastrophic damage. The truth is, a genuine, uncontrolled freefall from a significant height is almost certainly unsurvivable. The forces involved are just too great for the human body to withstand. But before you panic and decide never to use an elevator again, is there anything you can do? Okay, if we're talking about a true freefall, the odds are astronomical. But as survivalists, we always look for that 1% chance, right? If you find yourself in this absolutely horrific scenario, there's one technique that theoretically offers the best, albeit still incredibly slim, chance of mitigating injury. The expert consensus, if there even can be one for such a rare event, suggests this. First, lie flat on your back or stomach. Yes, I know I just said lying flat isn't great, but hear me out. The goal here is to distribute the force as evenly as possible. lying on your back is generally preferred because it protects your vital organs from direct impact with the floor, and it keeps your head relatively stable. Next, slide your body down. Try to get as much of your body as possible in contact with the floor. Don't try to curl up in a ball, you want to spread the impact. Crucially, place something under your head. This is vital. Use a briefcase, a backpack, even your hands if there's nothing else. Protecting your brain from secondary impact is paramount. And then, cover your face and head with your arms. That's further protection against flying debris or head trauma. Think of it like a very, very rough version of a fighter pilot's ejection seat or a bobsledder's position, trying to absorb G-forces across the largest possible area of your body. The goal isn't to survive the freefall unscathed. It's to distribute the forces in a way that might just allow some of your critical systems to endure. Will it save you from a 50-story plunge? Almost certainly not. But from a shorter fall, say a few floors, where the emergency brakes partially fail, or there's some debris at the bottom to cushion the blow, it might just reduce the severity of injuries enough for you to survive. It's about maximizing your surface area and protecting your brain and spine as much as humanly possible. Now, let's bring this back to reality. The scenario of a true, uncontrolled elevator freefall is incredibly rare. Elevators are one of the safest forms of transportation on Earth, safer per mile traveled than even escalators or stairs. Your chances of winning the lottery, getting struck by lightning, and being attacked by a shark simultaneously are probably higher than being in an uncontrolled elevator freefall. Seriously, elevator technology is incredibly robust and regulated. The more likely scenario is an elevator malfunction, it gets stuck between floors, it jolts violently, or the doors won't open. In these situations, panic is your biggest enemy. What do you do if you're stuck? First, stay calm. Panicking consumes oxygen and impairs judgment. Next, press the door open button. Sometimes it's just a glitch. Then, press the alarm button. This alerts maintenance. Use the emergency phone. All elevators have one. Speak clearly. And do not try to pry open the doors or climb out. This is incredibly dangerous. You could fall into the shaft or be crushed if the elevator suddenly moves. Wait for professional help. So, can you survive an elevator freefall? The definitive answer for a true catastrophic freefall from a significant height is a grim, highly unlikely. The physics are just stacked against us. However, understanding the forces at play and knowing the absolute best theoretical position can give you that sliver of hope in the most extreme, rare cases. But more importantly, understanding the safety features and what to do in common elevator malfunctions is far more practical and likely to keep you safe. As survivalists, we prepare for the worst, but we also rely on knowledge to differentiate between Hollywood myths and scientific reality. Next time you step into an elevator, remember, these engineering marvels are designed to protect you. Trust the system, stay calm, and if the unthinkable does happen, you'll know that your best chance lies in understanding the science, not believing the myths. Stay safe out there, adventurers. And as always, be prepared. If you found this video insightful, smash that like button, share it with a friend who's afraid of elevators, and subscribe for more myth-busting survival content. Let me know in the comments below. What's your biggest urban survival fear?